Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Valmore. Today I'm going to be making another recipe from the NecroMunchicon, where we have what just seems like a normal recipe that just so happens to be caught up in a terrible calamity surrounding the author. It is going to be barbecue basted chicken wings. This is Dunwich Whippoorwings. Let's get started. I want to get started with this by making a marinade for the wings, which I'm going to start with milk, 1 egg, salt, black pepper, garlic powder, rosemary, oregano, beer. Now the recipe calls for cheap beer, but I don't usually keep cheap beer around. So for this, I'm just using a Pilsner and barbecue sauce. And again, the recipe calling for whatever barbecue sauce you'd like. This one is just a sweet and spicy sauce. Now I'm going to mix everything together. Now I have my chicken placed into a freezer bag, but before I add the marinade, I just want to squirt in a little lemon juice, give it a light toss, and now I'm going to pour in my marinade. And now that is going to go into the fridge for at least 4 hours. So I'll see you in a bit. As the marinade is finishing, I'm going to make the basting sauce. So I'm going to start that with the same barbecue sauce I used earlier. A little bit of vodka. A little bit of Coca-Cola. And some cayenne pepper to the level of heat I would like. I am going to mix all that together. I'm just going to set that off to the side until it's time to use it. I'm going to dry off the chicken before I put it onto the rack and put them on skin down. Now I'm going to baste these wings. Cover them in foil, and I'm going to put those into a 350-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. So I made mention in my last video from this book that these recipes all come with a little more flavor text than the last one did. In this case, it talks about a journal entry from Lavinia Whately, which is one of the characters being investigated in the Dunwich horror. She is the character that birthed the horror itself. This recipe itself doesn't seem to take on any of the eldritch horror itself, but just happens to be associated with somebody who did. It just lists the recipe as being found in one of her diaries that were written during the time leading up to the story of the Dunwich horror. Now, after about 20 minutes, I'm going to take off the foil. I'm going to flip the wings, baste it again just a little bit, and then I'm going to put it back into the oven for about another 10 minutes until it starts to get crispy. These were absolutely delicious, which shouldn't be an issue because you're making a lot of decisions about personal choices as far as things go, as like the beer and the marinade and the actual sauce you're basting it with. So it really shouldn't come as a surprise. But in this case, the sauce was a little sweet with a little bit of heat. It cooked up nicely and it made the wings sticky and messy, just like a good wing. The wings themselves were tender. The meat just pulled right off the bone. And it's definitely great with a beer. Though if you're less inclined for alcohol, the Coca-Cola makes a great complement. I hope you enjoyed. You can follow me on Instagram at Chef Valmore. I'll have the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Come on back next week for another recipe.